Time. On time again. Look at him go. It's 2 weeks in a row. It's because it's 2 weeks in a row worth of premieres before the show. So I'm sitting here anyway, watching the premiere with you guys. So it's pretty easy to be on time for the actual show. Oh, how are things? How is everybody doing? Those of you who are not watching ads yet, whatevs. Whatevs. It's the end of the week. Thought the box video was cool. Tim says he thought the box video was cool and honest. Having room for 2 sets is just fine. Yeah, yes and no. Could also add some D6s for other games. That's why I made them a little bit bigger, because a full set of dice, I think, is a D20, 2D10, a D8, 4D6s, and a D4. And the little mini, this guy's set only had the 1D6 in it. So I was like, well, I need to make them sized for an actual full set of dice. So I made it just a little bit bigger, but then in making it a little bit bigger in all directions, it actually made it a crap ton bigger. So I don't think that they're really fit for purpose for dice boxes. Some people, maybe they'd be great. DM dice box, probably. But I think the better plan is to just leave them blank, and just like you absolutely use it as a dice box if you want, but this you kind of have to. Like, you can't really use this box for anything else. I mean, you can use it for whatever you want, but like to use this box for not dice would be weird. Whereas to use this box for not dice, not weird. Yahtzee only has 5 dice. This is a good point. I mean, it's a point. I may have overstated how good of a point it was. It was absolutely a statement. Well stated, Pinnell. Stanford, they were nice boxes. They are nice boxes. They're perfectly fine little boxes. I just made it too big. I made them too big, thinking that I should make them a little bigger, and then but they're perfectly fine little boxes. I got rid of a bunch of stuff, wood that I didn't want anyway. Didn't throw the wood in the fire. Made something with it, and they'll make me a little bit of money at the market for the effort. So, Chris Walters, new name, I think. I'm pretty good at names. I don't think that I know Chris Walters. Welcome to the show, my friend. Still sporting the wrist brace, I see. Not any better yet. I don't know. See, I kind of thought, you know what? Let's just give it as much time in there. We'll treat it kind of like a cast. Because this is like a sock that was cut off and a whole thumb hole cut in it, and then hockey taped, and then the brace over the top. So I was like, let's just kind of treat it like a cast and leave it on there as long as you can possibly stand to have it on there. And then when you take it off, if it's still buggered, then you need to go to the hospital. So why bother the medical system if you can just fix it yourself? So I don't actually know if it's any better, because this has literally just been on here for 3 weeks now. Walters doesn't usually do the chats very often. Oh, okay. So you're a creeper. No, that's got a bad connotation. A lurker? You do the shows, you just don't talk much. That's cool. Oh crap! Bennett said it for me. Oh crap! Bennett's here. It's all right. It's okay. I mean, just kind of like sucked the air out of the room for a second, but it'll come back. Take the brace off in the evening, toss dome frozen peas on it for 20-minute intervals. But it's not just the brace, dude. It's like a full-on, like, I have hockey taped up like a full sleeve, like, and in through. It's essentially, it's a cast. I've created a homemade cast using a sock, hockey tape, and a tensor bandage. Yeah, don't do that. I should have checked with I didn't realize you had a medical degree. Should have asked you. You know what? If it needs to get fixed by actual medical professionals, it needs to get fixed by medical professionals. If you don't mind my asking, I don't mind any questions. I'm an open book. Where are you from? Well, that's a tough question. Because, yeah, no, at this point, I can say that I am from here. I live in Campbell River, British Columbia, off the west coast of Canada. And yeah, it's fair to say that this is where I'm from now. I've been here long enough. You should have asked you. Why would I, of all the people I know, to ask medical advice? I'm just kidding. You're probably right. Maybe. No, you're maybe right. Maybe not. Whatever. It's like we're just making our way through the world. Sometimes you hurt yourself. Sometimes you hurt yourself badly enough to need medical attention. And I probably should have just sucked it up and gone and done that 3 weeks ago. But I was like, well, if I don't need medical attention, like if they're just going to put it in a cast, I might as well just do that myself. Broke that same wrist a few years ago. I hope it's not broken. If it's broken, I'm doing the right thing. Put frozen peas inside the brace. There might be some room I could jam some down in there. Probably not going to do that, though. Maybe we'll take it off tonight. Maybe tonight will be the night that we take it off and cut off the tape and sock and, like, give it some motion and see. Because honestly, I don't even know. Maybe I'll take it off and it'll be all better and I'll be like, yay! Wacky arm inflatable and like wacky tube man. Wacky inflatable arm flailing tube man. Mom was born in Canada. Cool. There are some Canadians that come to the show. There are some Americans that come to the show. Where are you from? I like hearing where other people are from. Penel is out on the east coast of Canada. Bennett is just about 7 blocks over that way. Stanifer, Ohio. Are you an Ohioite, Stanifer? I have a few Ohioites. They kind of blend together a little bit. Tim Mallon, who is here, I believe is the upstate New York. Up on the... No, that's Todd Lajeunesse. Or wait, damn. Up on the Hudson in upstate New York. It's either Lajeunesse or Mallon. I think it's Mallon. They came in the same night, I think is why I get them confused. And it's Todd and Tim. Stanifer, I got Stanifer right. Ohioite. You're making me laugh so hard. You know, if there's some value, I'm happy to provide some kind of value. Virginia. Let's see if I can make some kind of connection there. Chris Walters from Virginia. We'll see. I'm pretty good at remembering names and where people are from. We'll see if I can remember Chris Walters from Virginia. Do you like college football? What's your college? If you like college football, what's your college football team? I'm more likely to remember that. Are you a Cavaliers guy? If you don't care, it's not going to help. Maybe I could. Have you ever had sex? If you've never had sex, I can probably remember. Chris Walters from Virginia. Oh, I don't know about this show. This show's already going in weird directions. And not necessarily in a good way. Let's bring it back. Let's bring it back. Might head over to the lathe. I got a walnut pen blank on there. I've got some other slimline tubes into blanks that we could make into the brand new. Why are you doing with the hands? The key ring, the keychains kits that I opened last week. Theoretically, they're just slimline blanks that go, and it's just with a ring. So theoretically, we could make a couple of those. I got some Purple Heart and some like a laminated dealie, maple, cherry, walnut. So there is an opportunity to maybe turn something tonight. Good peeps so far? Peace sign? Yeah. No, I have not. This is now I can remember. I can probably remember that. I'm disabled in a wheelchair, so I can't walk, and I have spina bifida. My YouTube channel is the Stuttering Wood Turner. Holy shit. This is rad. Hold on. That is fucking great. Let me go check this shit out. Stuttering Wood Turner. Stuttering coaching videos. There he is. Subscribe. Disabled wood turner. That's that a guy. No risk in me not remembering this now. Right on, man. YouTube Inception. And now you can watch me subscribing to him, and it's like at the gym. So I've heard, with the mirrors on both walls, where it just goes on forever. I mean, like at the gym, where I go frequently to work out. Gymception. And I can see my muscles repeated. Makes me feel good about myself. Do you know where the gym is? I have driven past gyms, yes. They usually have the word fitness like on a sign. If the word is fitness is on the sign, I assume it's a gym. Well, except for that one store on Dogwood Street that has the word fitness in it, that is not a gym. But it's like, I don't know, protein powders and shit, I think. I don't know. I'm not really sure. Make a channel. I'm going to make a channel doing reactions of you finding people on YouTube during my show. That sounds like something people are not going to watch. I don't know that I would waste my time doing that. Like, what would you call that channel? And how would you get people to watch it? Unless it was like lots of people. Like if you just went around YouTube finding instances of other people finding YouTube channels, and you put something out every day of like, look at this idiot finding a YouTube channel. Like, that might get some traction. They would be really short clips, and I wouldn't watch it. That store should also be a gym. All the stuff is there already. Oh, do they have like weights and equipment and stuff? I clearly have never been in. Used to be a gas station. I was in it when it was a gas station / convenience store. But damn, when would that have been, Bennett? Here's a flashback to the past. When was that location a gas station / convenience store at the corner of 2nd and Dogwood? $2002? How long have the pumps been out of there and it's not been a convenience store? Nobody else cares about this. Let's move on. 10. It's only 10 years since it was a gas station? That seems not long enough. I got my Penn State Industries box. And I'm upset. If you were here last week, you remember me being like, well, at least I've never been hit by duty and taxes. And, well, I didn't think that I had been. Looking back on it, I probably had a bill when it showed up before. But I was like, oh, like, hopefully there's not any extra cost, because I already kind of don't want to pay this extra shipping that they lied to me about while I was shopping. Turns out the delivery notice came to my door with a note on it that said, you owe us $38.14. So I think I may have officially, as much as I said in the past that I don't want to ever buy anything from Penn State Industries again, I think it might be official now. Because $142 worth of declared value that I get hit with an extra $40 when it gets to my door. And the prices weren't, I mean, they were better. I don't know that they were that much better. I told Mr. Pinnell, my friend Mr. Pinnell had a spreadsheet from when we ordered these things. And I told him, like, I got a bill at the door. We're gonna have to add something to that spreadsheet and see where the value is still, because I am not Penn State Industries, man. Yeah, I may be officially done with them. Fidel, are you here? He said duty. He did say duty. That was Pinnell. So I know Pinnell's here. So, Pinnell, you got your spreadsheet handy? Because that bill, I've got my tab open here. That was $130.33 American after the discount coupon that my friend Scott gave me for, well, we'll see when it gets in there. There's some pen kits, a mandrel saver package, and a couple of ice cream scoops. And we were trying to figure out where the better value was between Penn State Industries and William Woodbright here in Canada in terms of buying cheap garbage pen kits to bulk produce. I don't need to keep this. Why am I trying to tear that off? Let's get into it. We'll open the box. Pinnell can do some math in a spreadsheet for me to see how much per pen kit I ended up paying. Because I got 30 pen kits and I got hit with $38.14 in additional shipping on top of the additional shipping that they lied to me about while I was shopping. So that's an extra, let's just call it an extra $1 per pen kit. Which, if it's not close, if it's not over, it's damn close to what I paid at William Woodbright. If we exclude the other items you bought, $5.17 Canadian per pen landed. Well, we can't fairly exclude the other items, but let's say because it was $38.14. Let's say it was $30 for the 30 pen kit. Let's add $1 per pen kit Canadian to the 30 pack. Because I think that's probably fair. And we'll see. Because in terms of the value, it'd be close. No, that's not actually. Because it'll be based on the declared value. And I think probably half the value. How much were the ice cream scoops? Oh, yeah, the ice cream scoops are $30. Kids, the pen was pen mandrel was $40. Let's say $20. Let's say $20. $20 Canadian on top of the just for the pens. We'll call it an extra 20. 40.90 for 24. Penn State had $52 shipping. Penn State shipping was $23.86. US. Did you screw up your spreadsheet? On my receipt, I have 48.50 for the pen kits, $39.95 for the pen mandrel saver pack, $30 for the ice cream scoops, $23.86. These are American dollars. $23.86 shipping. The 10% off coupon for a total of $130.33 American. But if we're just trying to establish slimline pen kits, got 30 for $48.50 American, plus they are roughly the same. Yeah, let's just do it that way. Let's just approximate it and say, like, after all was said and done and I had to pay the bill at the door, it's a break-even proposition. And I got the ones from William Woodwright a week and a bit earlier. They have better colors. I can pick and choose my colors as opposed to just getting the 30 that they give me in the variety pack. Okay, this is good to know because I've been kind of anti Penn State Industries for a long time, but I just assumed it felt like they were the cheapest place to get slimline pen kits because of the 30 kit variety pack thing. But if it turns out that it might as well just get it in Canada, and then I don't have to support those guys anymore. Just fuck them. Let's check out the Penn State Industries ice cream disher while we're opening the box. This episode absolutely not sponsored by Penn State Industries. Okay, well, that's not a heavy duty, but it doesn't look super cheap. That's a decent quality mechanism. It's pretty thin stem on the threaded part. It's a little smaller cup than I want an ice cream scoop to be. I'm gonna have to have a lot of scoops of this guy, but the mechanism is pretty smooth. It's a not disappointing, but not. It's a not disappointing, but not like, oh, this is really awesome. Like the pizza cutter from Billy Woodwright. Remember that thing? It's right over here. Where I opened this, and I was like, damn! Like, look at this. Like, you want to compare the threads? Let's compare just for fun. I mean, obviously, it's a different animal. It's a different piece of equipment. But this is the pizza, or this is the ice cream scoop from Penn State Industries. This is the pizza cutter from William Woodwright. That's you guys in the screen that you can see in the reflection. It's not a fair comparison because they are different implements, but the quality difference is substantial. This is also regular price. This is a $25 thing versus a $10 thing. But that pizza cutter is really impressive. I'm looking forward to having the best pizza cutter I've ever had in my life. I opened my Pen Blanks pizza cutter up this week. I was really impressed by it. Yeah, man, it caught me off guard. It's like, I did not expect that. You're comparing apples and oranges? No, I'm comparing a $10 ice cream scoop to a $25 pizza cutter. There's no fruit involved. I'm just completely honest. I acknowledge that these were two different things at two different price points. Beer. Oh. Oh, did everybody leave? Because I was making fun of Penn State Industries. It's just because I'm in Canada. I'm in Canada. It's just is not worth it for the shipping charge and the extra money at the border. Doesn't make sense to me. Everybody left. They're like, oh, this guy doesn't like PSI. New beer for those playing bingo. Stanley Park Brewing Waypoint Hazy Pale Ale. I got the Stanley Park Brewing Selector Pack tonight on the way home from work. That is hoppier than I would like a beer to be generally. It's almost like it's like a wheat beer. It's probably, if I poured it into a glass, it would probably be cloudy. Yeah, it's not unpleasant, but it is certainly, I bet if I poured it into a glass, it would be sort of a light yellow, cloudy. Yeah. Not bad, but not my personal palate. Stanford likes hoppy beer. A lot of people like hoppy beers. My buddy Mark, I message him all the time. I'm like, try a new beer. You'd love it. Because he likes that sort of like bitter. It almost dries out the back of your throat on its way by, even though it's a liquid. And I can appreciate it. It's just not what I want in a beer generally. Seth gave me a Bud Light apple cider the other day. Not sure what he's trying to tell you. He's trying to tell you that he bought these by accident, or like even Kane wouldn't drink these, so you might as well, or something. I don't know. I don't know what he's trying to tell you with that. Jellyman's back. How you doing, my friend? Just having fun with my friends on the internet. Made a new friend today in Virginia. I'm looking forward to digging in on your content there, Dave. Dave? Fuck, did I forget his name already? Chris. Sorry. I see now I'm stuck with, I gotta separate Stuttering Woodturner, Chris, because it's like Joel, who like changed his name 3 times or whatever. Joel the dude. Anyway, so Penn State Industries is going to get almost none of my business now. Like, I don't really know why. The only reason I still went to them was for my misperceived notion of affordability in the slimline pen kits. Do you remember Chili's name? Chili's name is, I was going to make something up. Yes, I know Chili's name quite well. Thank you very much. I don't know if I'm allowed to disclose it because he likes to stay on the down low. Because he's got 3 accounts or something, so that he can like be incognito whenever he wants. I know Stanifer's name. I know Pinnell's name. I know where these people are from. I know their mother's maiden names. I know I know the kind of vehicles that some of them drive. I've seen video of that was gonna be weird. I almost said I've seen video of Pinnell's wife, which is true. I have seen video of Pinnell's wife. She was playing beautiful piano, but if I just leave that part out. Are you and Jax still in a competition? Did you see the new promo? Yes, I've been following along with Jax. I had a video chat with him just the other day. Jax and I talk a lot. Like the like nemesis thing that Jax and I have is like a running gag. Like we're actually pretty good friends. We generally keep up with what each other are doing, and like we talk fairly frequently. The traveling wood turner is gonna. I'm very, very much looking forward to watching this progress because he's been working on that for a long time, and I have been supporting him throughout the entire process in terms of like talking things through and bouncing ideas off of each other and stuff. It's all for show. The whole like Jax versus wooden things and stuff thing, it's all just for show. We're just having fun. He's gained a lot of followers. Yeah, he's probably, I told you when the whole thing started. It's like he is absolutely going to pass me because he is better at video production and social media. So like he got on TikTok and he's better at Instagram, and he drives traffic through those channels to his YouTube channel. He's better at this than I am. So, yeah. Like, there was never any realistic expectation that I was going to win this competition. Because he enjoys the game more than I do. He enjoys the content creation side of things probably almost as much as he enjoys making the things that he makes. And I don't. I enjoy making the things that I make, and I record myself doing it to show other people. I don't enjoy the editing and the promotion and the all that other stuff that needs to go along with it. This video production looks like $1 million because he invested a lot of money into his video production. He runs 4K cameras and drones and shit. I do have a front-facing Samsung. I run everything through my Samsung S20 front-facing phone. And then I wonder why nobody watches this shit. But really, down deep, I don't wonder. Sometimes I wonder why you guys do. It's because we have fun. It's because, like, I thought you had a 4K camera. I do absolutely have a 4K camera. And I started using it, but it was a huge pain in the ass. It would like corrupting files on the memory card and making the camera not operate properly until I dumped the files off the card and then reformatted it and put it back in. That's it. It just was not worth it. Maybe I'll get back to it, but it just like it frustrated me to no end when I started using it. So I was just like, if I want to have stuff recorded, I can't be mucking around with this thing. I didn't call you nobodies. I absolutely did not call you nobodies. Like, roll back the footage. I would never call you guys nobodies. I think I called me a nobody. I said I don't know why you guys would bother to watch. Sometimes I don't know why you guys bother to watch this. I would never call you guys nobodies. You're all somebodies. We're all in this together. This whole crazy thing we call life. We're on different paths through the world, but we're all spinning on the same rock. And I love you guys. I love you guys for being my friends. Cheers. And this is your last chance, by the way, at bingo for the next Saturday is officially July. So this is your last June. Said something along the lines, I wonder why nobody watches this. Oh. Okay, well, that's just now we're into a semantic argument. Because I was using the term nobody to reflect a quantitative measurement. I was not referring to the people who watch this as nobody. I was using the term nobody to refer to a quantitative measurement of people. I think I've had a few bingos, but I would rather save you the shipping. Really? Because I've gone back through once in a while, because once in a while I go check and make sure that at least people are close. Because I don't want it to be impossible to win the bingo, but I don't want it to be easy. And I haven't seen a bingo yet on any of them. I don't look at all of them every week, but I look at a few of them every week to see, like, okay, are people at least getting 4 in different directions? And they are, which is, I think I'm in a pretty good place in terms of the ease of winning the bingo card. Because there numerous weeks I've seen numerous 4 in a rows. So I think we're at a good place in terms of how easy / difficult it is. I have yet to see a bingo, but I mean, you can, like, let me know if you actually get a bingo, but you don't want the prize or whatever. At least let me know that you've won, so that I know that, like, this is a thing that is possible for people. Because I want it to be possible. I don't want to just have this running thing that's like, They think they can win, you know? By the way, in case you missed the post over on Patreon, the premiere that happened before this show counts. If you get things in that, it counts towards this week's bingo card. If I rearranged the squares, I had bingo. Yeah, everybody would have had bingo if they rearranged the squares. There's been like weeks where there's been like 9, or there was a week where there was 12, I think, squares. Maybe that was last month. But this month there was definitely like 8s and 9s. I mean, tonight there's already. We'll get into it later. We'll check them off at the end of the show. But the video that got released right before this live show counts towards this week's bingo card, in case you missed that over on Patreon. There's at least 2 bonus ones in there for you. Does anybody have anything they want to talk about? I fucking hate that I'd never want to go over to the lathe and actually do something. It bothers me that I don't make anything on this show anymore. But I did warn that was a possibility when I moved back to Saturdays. Despite working all day on Saturdays, I did say when I made that decision that there would probably be much fewer making things episodes. Oh, McGill showed up. He had a very important business meeting that he had to be at. And he rushed home after the meeting so that he could be here to join us, which is nice of him. Day trip to the cottage. Well, that's the opposite. I was making you sound important. I was trying to make you sound important and businessy. And you're just like, no, I was just hanging out at the lake. Mike, what does the word colloquial mean? Teach me a thing. Do you want the actual definition or just sort of a generalization? Colloquial is the general way that people refer to things. The colloquial term for something is just sort of the way that most people reference that. If you want an actual definition, we can look it up. But like, Waldrop's here. Kyle is here. Oh, everybody's just showing up late. Okay, that's cool. Here. Well, let's try another new one. We'll try another new one from the selector pack from Stanley Park Brewing. This is the Stanley Park Brewing Park Sesh Lager. Nope. What was the one last week that I was like, that tastes like nothing? It was a Bowen Island West Coast lager. This one has a little bit more flavor than that one does. Ooh. Has a late hit of Garbage Left in the Sun. It's okay right at first. It's subtle and not unpleasant. And then a few seconds later, yeah, there's some. This is not a good beer. About 8 or 9 seconds after this one goes past, there's a definite like garbage that has sat in the sun aftertaste. Sorry about that, Stanley Park Brewing. I'm sure, like, I'm not combining it with the things that maybe wouldn't make it do that, but no, I don't. That one I think is going to go over here, and I'm just going to pour it out later. And I'll give the other two that came in that pack to my friend Bennett to go with his Bud Light apple cider beer. There we go. We'll try the we're going to cleanse the palate. We're not going to go straight to the Trail Hopper IPA because I don't want to infect this with that. I'm going to go get a Sleeman Original Draft. And just reset things. I'm going to reset my face. With something I know is relatively neutral and pleasant to me. Why did you buy IPAs if you don't like IPAs? Well, I bought the selector pack. It's like it gives you 3 of each of that company's beers. I didn't buy the IPA. Well, I mean, I bought them, but they just came in the pack of other stuff. We have a lot of those up here in Canada with like smallish brewing companies that do like, here's your 12 pack. You get 3 of 4 kinds of our beer. We have a lot of those. And this one happened to have, I guess, 2 IPAs. You should do a stout night where you only drink stout. Stout's too heavy. Maybe in the winter, but I don't want to drink stouts in the summer. Thanks, Chili. Daughter and her guy just found out. Let me go back. Granddad. Is your first granddad? So this is the first time that you'll be a granddad? Now I got to make a crib. Sounds like this is the first grandchild. That a guy. I mean, you didn't do anything. They did something. But congratulations to you anyway. Got to make a crib? Yeah, that'll be a fun project. Crib would be a fun project. Change table. Yeah, like a convertible. No, you make a convertible crib that becomes a change table. No. Don't do that. That sounds bad. Yeah, just follow Matthias's plans. And just make it out of garbage that you find on the side of the road. Grab a mattress from somebody's dumpster. Add a Raspberry Pi. Couple crib / planer. That was dark. I know. That's why I said it. As soon as I said it, I was like, no, that doesn't work. I realize it has to be separately. But you could make a convertible crib that can turn into a playpen or like art desk or something like that when they outgrow the, because that's the problem with making a crib is you put a lot of effort into making a crib that they're only going to be in for X months. So it should be able to convert into something after that. Either easily or by repurposing all that material and making something new. Like a crib that can turn into a toddler bed that can then turn into a desk or something would be a good use of your time, for sure. Lajeunesse made it. We were talking about you earlier, kinda. Told daughter I already know how to babysit, duct tape and Demerol. I believe these days I believe it's melatonin and YouTube. But I mean, same idea. I was gonna make a crib for my first, but the safety stuff scared you. Understandable. I made the Maloof rocker instead. There you go. Made the Maloof. Glad the cribs are gone, but the rocker is still in the living room. See, it was a better use of your time. Lajeunesse with question marks. I was just kidding. I was trying to figure out whether you or because you guys both came in at the same time, and I was trying to figure out who was from where. And you and Tim were both first timers on the same night, and I was like, one of you was the upstate New York on the Hudson. I don't remember which one. Yeah, there's nothing bad. Joel. No, Joel, the dude, is Wisconsin, Minnesota ish. Pretty sure. Haven't seen him for a little bit, though. A couple of weeks, anyway. Were all three of you the same? You were all three of you around the same time that you joined up in terms of participation. I don't know, I'm generally pretty good at keeping track of how long people have been around and approximately where they're from. Sorry, I missed your boxing video. It's okay. You can go watch it after, and then you click the like button and make sure you subscribe and put a comment under it so that the algorithm likes it. And then share it with all your friends on your social media channels. What else do I have to say? And then make sure you go over to patreon.com/wooden things and stuff. Yeah, no, Stanley Park Sesh Lager is not a good beer. It's affecting even the beer that I know that I like. It's still just sitting here. Just watched your first lidded box video and a multi-piece bowl video. Oh, I saw you comment on those. I get sick of answering your comments. I'm just kidding. Yeah, the bowl that was the bowl was the 1,000 subscriber giveaway. It was like offcuts from old projects, I think. And the lidded box video was, yeah, my first lidded box. I remember that. I just finished work stuck in a hotel in Bloomington, Indiana. Let me tell you about Bloomington, Indiana, my friend. You're not stuck there. You have an opportunity to experience Bloomington, Indiana. Okay? So tomorrow morning, I want you to wake up. I want you to go down to Judy's. It's right downtown. It's like 1 block north of like the main intersection. And the best breakfast you've ever had in your life. And then you can go 4 blocks west of there and you can see like one of the best heritage museums like that. I was doing okay. Like I think I was doing all right. Doesn't Judy's sound like an awesome breakfast place in Bloomington? And there would be a heritage museum like 4 blocks up. Like I think I was doing okay. You guys wrecked it. Oh, Bennett's back. No offense, my friend, but I don't think anybody noticed you weren't here. You're not playing bingo, so you didn't miss anything there. The people who came late, who are playing bingo, though, you probably missed some things. You're going to have to watch this back to see if you got bingo. If you even care. Like, if you're actually playing the game and want to win something, maybe not. Working tomorrow, there's a Judy's Kitchen 6.3 miles away. I told you! Judy's Kitchen. It's the best breakfast. The hash browns are just amazing. Like, I don't know how Judy seasons those hash browns, but there is something magical about those hash browns. For some reason, I had an alarm set. It's time to go. No, I'm having fun. I am having a little bit of a back situation this week, and not like sometimes where it's like really, really tight and or right fucked, but I have some kind of like 60% tightness in between my shoulder blades, like about 2 inches down from the back of my neck. It's that spot that you can't get to this way to like do anything to it, and you can't get to it this way, and none of your like back massager things actually hit that spot either. It's that weird spot about this far down from the top of your this muscle. I need Joel the dude. I need intentional gains. What's this? This is the trapa. This muscle right here. It's about 2 inches down from that, right in between my shoulder blades. That's like a tennis ball against the doorway. Do I have tennis balls? I might. I don't know. Been doing acupuncture for your knee, helping to get it back in shape. Okay, cool. It's an Asian restaurant, no breakfast. Well, maybe I'm mistaken. I thought it was Judy's. Maybe it's Jody's? Jill's? Starts with a J. And like the hash browns are just amazing. Work on your neck. It could be referred to neck. Father, it's my neck causing you shoulder pain. Rhomboid. Is that what this one is? The one that like goes from your neck to your shoulder? Is that the rhomboid? I should go ask the guys at the fitness, etc. Where they sell the protein shakes. I mean, J-Hop. No, it was something apostrophe S in Bloomington. Jill's or Jody's, or I thought it was Judy's, but I could be wrong. I mean, also, like, they might be out of business now. Because that was 27 years ago. And that I was there. It was at least 27 years ago. And also, I'm just completely making this up off the top of my head. So the traps, you see, next to the trap, but what is it actually called? It's not called a trap. It's got like a trap. It's not the trapezoid. It's like B-Town Diner. Paul, see, now I don't know if he's just making shit up too. He's saying the B-Town Diner. Trapezius. There it is. But it's not, my issue right now isn't the actual trapezius. It's like the two inches below that one, right in between my shoulder blades. It's a college town, so you had a good chance. It's also kind of like Midwesty, and I figure like a lot of restaurants are somebody's name with an apostrophe S. It's probably like a Mabel's and like Jim's Diner and stuff. Like there's probably a lot of those. So I thought Judy's was probably a pretty good chance. And generally, in my experience, when you find like that little homey diner that's like somebody's name with an apostrophe S, pretty fucking good hash browns usually. Honestly. Those are the kind of places I like to stop. If I'm on a road trip, well, unless it's Denny, you don't want to stop at Denny's. But like Judy's, Jim's, Nathan's. Nah, I don't think I've ever seen a Nathan's. But like Susan's, little sort of roadside diner places. Usually pretty good hash browns. Might overcook your eggs a little bit, but the ambiance makes up for it. There's probably a saw on the wall. Maybe. There might be a saw on the wall. Might be a jukebox, like an old school jukebox. Probably doesn't work. May or may not be attached to a gas station. Oh, Smitty's, another one. Don't do that. There's a Rick's Diner here in Plano, but no one goes there anymore. Because it sucks? Did it change owners? Again, this show, it's just falling apart. Like, when you see a sign with a pig in overalls holding a banjo, you stop. Is that your signal? Or a neon light with a couple of the letters out? I don't know, man. Those little sort of like roadside diners that are sometimes attached to a gas station, but sometimes not. And like sometimes they're right downtown around the corner from the bank, and there's only like 6 tables in there. Those sometimes those are the best food. Changed owner because the original owner was busted in a kiddo ring a few years back. Well, um, why would you keep the name of the business? I I don't know why you would buy the business and then keep the name when that's why that that escalated quickly. Yeah, this show goes in a direction sometimes. Which reminds me of that YouTube short for "They're Made Out of Meat." I lost again. Well, I don't watch YouTube shorts, so I'm not going to know that reference. What is happening? Great burgers in Washington State. Fat Smitty's. Fat Smitty's might be okay, but Smitty's as a like attached to the gas station in Canada, no, don't do that. It's a short film on YouTube, not an actual short. Okay, good. Old man shakes fist at social media. Not yet, I haven't, but just wait. Because I've got some shit to talk about. Oh, also, we missed last week's episode of, not episode. 2 weeks ago, I said we were going to have a new segment, and I think we ended up referring to it as like "Old Man Shakes His Fist at the World," but it was originally called like Mike's Least Favorite People of the Week or something. I'm gonna get the new beer, the new kind of beer, now that I've cleansed my palate from this nonsense. I'm trying not to swear quite so much as I sometimes do. I'm gonna get a new beer. We're gonna talk about Mike's least favorite people of the week. What was it? It was the green one. Okay, the Trail Hopper IPA. Again, IPAs are not my favorite beer, but this wasn't an IPA. This is a lager that tastes like garbage that had been sitting in the sun. So, Smitty's is across Canada. You didn't know that Smitty? Today I learned that Smitty's is across Canada. You didn't know that Smitty's was like a national chain? May or may not be owned and or affiliated with Petrocan. We have a place here that is a basic shop serving subs, classic deli sandwiches, draft and bottle beer. Makes great sandwiches. Yeah, sweet. You don't have Smitty's in Ontario? They aren't as big as they were back in the day. Old man, back in my day, you could go to the Smitty's. Yeah. They were in a lot of Petrocans across the prairies for a while. It is absolutely a national chain. There's one Smitty's back in St. John's, and I thought that was it. You thought that was like the only Smitty's? That's funny. St. John's, also here in Halifax. Are they attached to petrol cans? That's hoppier than I want to. That's another Mark beer. That is absolutely another. My friend Mark would absolutely love that because it is super bitter. It's like standard IPA kind of stuff. And even though I'm not an IPA guy, I would drink this all day over this fucking thing. This was just going back home with standalone. Oh, okay. Yeah, pretty sure. I mean, like we could Wikipedia that and see what the history of Smitty's in Canada is. But I know most of the ones that I've been to were attached to a Petrocan gas station. And they were not good. They were basically like Canada's equivalent of Denny's. But then Denny's also came here. Maybe that's why there aren't so many Smitty's anymore. I don't know. No more buying Lucky Dip beers. I don't know what that means, Kyla. What's a Lucky Dip beer? These ones are all like new attempts. This is like a multi-pack of a brewery that's various offerings. This one isn't any better. It's no, that's not true. It is better. Comes on late again. Shit. This. Okay. It's almost the same like Garbage in the Sun aftertaste that the last one had. It's just I hadn't given myself a chance to let it rest for long enough. Ugh. No. Fuck, that's 6. Basically, that's 6 of the 12 in the 12 pack that if you don't drink them fast enough and you let them rest on the back of your throat between sips, Lucky Dip, you don't know what you get until you open it and taste. Oh yeah, that's what I'm doing tonight. Like there's some of the I bought the Stanley Park Brewing Selector Pack. Maybe if you just go faster. Because it's okay, like at first. And if you just if you never wait the 9 seconds between sips for it to turn into Garbage in the Sun on the back of your throat. Because the first 6 or 10 seconds, this one isn't as quick as the last one. This one you can let linger for a little while longer without it going putrid. But in order to not completely waste this, I am going to just continuously drink this so that it doesn't turn into hot garbage in my throat. You're great advertisement for not buying that pack. Yeah, chalk this up to another company that's probably not going to sponsor the show. It's fine if you drink it fast enough that you never have to put it on the table. And then afterwards, as soon as it's empty, go get some milk. or As long as it's constantly going in, it's not unpleasant. It's when you stop. And that's a recipe for disaster. If you're drinking a beer that has to constantly be going in order to not be disgusting, like you're going to end up in a ditch somewhere. Beside Judy's Diner on the side of Highway 47 in Omaha. Maybe the garbage is expected to be an acquired taste. Okay, I guess. Like, but should you want like to be? I'll just get used to the extremely unpleasantness. It'll be fine. Or you could buy a different beer next time. Someone thinks it's good somewhere. Yeah, no, absolutely. This is totally just my own personal opinion. If you don't keep it going down, it eventually turns into garbage in the sun is a little harsh, but like, because I've never gone digging in a bag of garbage that had been sitting in the sun and like eaten it. But it has that sort of like it's a combination between what you think garbage that has been left in the sun might taste like, and no, it honestly it's probably closer to like thrift store running shoe. The lager was closer to garbage in the sun. This one is closer to thrift store running shoe. And neither one of those is what I want my throat to feel like 12 seconds after I take a sip of beer. I think I still have one more. This one was good. The hazy, it was hoppier than I want a beer to be, but the hazy pale did not leave an unpleasant, like, I want to die kind of aftertaste in my mouth. So you're 1 for 3, Stanley Park Brewing. And even this one, I overstated it at the beginning. It's not, it is, it's closer to thrift store sneaker than it is to hot garbage that's been left in the sun. And I finished it because I had to drink it quickly so that the after effect. Well, now that I've crushed it, let's let it sit in my throat for a bit and figure it out. Okay, later, Kapla. Yeah, this show is nonsense. You don't want to be here for this. This is shit. I'm reviewing beers that none of you guys can probably even get. This is a local brew. Local. This is a small batch BC brewery down in the Lower Mainland. Nope. I'm gonna get another of. You get the Sleeman back. We'll cleanse the palate again. Yeah, that's like. It's a. Okay, the first one. Yeah, it was like garbage in the sun. The second one, the Trail Hopper IPA, is like, it tastes like my badminton shoes would have after a season of like high level competition. Back in high school, like my Asics like court shoes after a year of hard work, the aftertaste of this guy. Yeah. Make some mead. See, I'm not sure I really want to. I haven't, like, I've gotten close. Like, I've really closely considered whether or not that's something I want to get into. Because why not? Kind of a thing. But I don't really have the racking space for it. Because if I was gonna do it, I would want to do them a couple weeks apart and have them on a continual rotation. And I don't really have like a good space to be able to rack them properly. And B, I just don't need another hobby. It would distract me from the ones that I know that I already like. I do kind of just want to make a batch at some point just to be able to say like I have tried making booze out of honey and it was okay. You know, just to have the life experience of doing that, I think would be cool. Drinking is already a hobby. Yeah, but making my own drinks are not already a hobby. Okay, I do have to fucking bingo square. Have a bingo square. Let's go. Did anybody else get super pissed off this past week about all of their social medias just being full of billionaires lost at sea in a homemade submarine? Like what was even like? I'm sure like I did nothing to make the algorithm think that that's what I wanted all week. I know that I did not say like even linger on something long enough that would make it think like, oh, he's interested in this. The whole world just turned into billionaires lost at sea in a homemade submarine going to visit the Titanic for a week. Like I makes closet wine. Welch's yeast and sugar. Yeah, that would probably be pretty good wine. It's okay. Social media won't be sending you news soon enough. This is a good point. we do have new legislation. Well, not new legislation. Facebook apparently is upholding their promise, right, to Canada. And I honestly, I don't know. I don't know if that's a bad thing, because I think it is a bad thing. No, it's not. The Facebook not giving news platforms in Canada space on their platform to share their information, I don't necessarily see as being a negative thing, because I was in the media industry and a lot of it is garbage shit anyway that I don't want being spread around. But I also don't want people to just stop looking for news and getting their information about the world. It's like, oh, well, I guess if I don't see it on Facebook, it doesn't exist and stuff. Like, so that's a bad thing. Like, I'm torn a little bit about C111. We'll see. I maybe I'll form an opinion. Maybe I'll do a video on that and rant about the current media landscape, because I have some things to say. Got asked tons of questions. Yeah, I can imagine that people were probably asking Paul, as a former Navy submariner, a lot of questions about what was going on there. It bothered me. It bothered me a fair bit that the world's attention seemed to be turned to billionaires lost on sub going to see the Titanic, when there's hundreds of thousands of people trafficked in the world against their will, and were like raped and murdered and all kinds of terrible things happening to lots of people who aren't billionaires. But there was a couple of them on a submersible, so we should all pay attention to that. Is a local? Yeah, it was local to you, I guess, because they launch from Halifax. That but fuck, man, like how many? Dude, speaking of local to you, like you guys probably have fishermen that go out to sea and are never seen again. What, every year? Every other year? The crew goes out on, maybe not a crew, but somebody goes out on a boat and doesn't come back. We aren't sending millions of dollars worth of resources out to go find them. We aren't spending millions of dollars to figure out who's abducting the Indigenous women and children in our country. But we'll spend millions of dollars of international resources to go find billionaires who took a fucking homemade boat down to the bottom of the ocean. They aren't billionaires. Okay, well, they're extremely wealthy people who paid 200 and whatever $1,000 a ticket to go and sign a waiver to go to the bottom of the ocean. But it's kind of irrelevant. Like it's not irrelevant. It's all relevant. A lot of things about this past week bothered me. It's all about Titanic. There's still a weird romance with the ship everywhere and everything that happens. I know there was like the stories coming through my feed about like, oh, it wasn't as big as the you're like, compared to a modern cruise ship, and it just everything, and it's like just fucking click, 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 click. Give me them ad dollars. Give me them ad dollars. It's like, that's why when we talk about C-118 in Canada, I'm like, oh, fuck, just do it. Facebook, just shut down the Canadian news sources to Canada, because half of those assholes aren't actually giving people information that they need to make the world a better place anyway. Which is the whole point of journalism, is to make to educate people, to make them to give them the information they need to make better choices, to make the world a better place. Oh, the fishermen aren't billionaires. Yeah, I know. That's what I was getting at. Like, doesn't matter if the poor people die. We're not gonna care if the poor people die. But there was a lot of like, oh, we can do Titanic stuff all week long. Interesting from a technical analysis perspective. I got hearing about the billionaires themselves. I never clicked on a single one of those. It was just like, seemed like every third thing that came through all of my feeds was like, here's the depth that light goes to. They're way down deeper than that. And just like, look at the controller that this idiot was using. And all, it's just like, can we focus on the fact that there are billions of people starving to death? Can we, like, I'm sorry that the rich people made terrible decisions and put themselves in a situation where they imploded. I am. But I would much rather have us pay attention to the fact that billions of people can't afford to live inside and eat food, while those people are spending that kind of money to go implode on the bottom of the ocean. And then freaking James Cameron pipes in as if he's some kind of expert on submarines. Okay, well, Tim, we might have an issue here, because I think of all the people on the planet right now, honestly, I think James Cameron may be one of the most foremost experts on deep sea exploration. Like, obviously, he's not a scientist. He's not a trained. He probably doesn't have a PhD in ocean exploration at a university. But I think James Cameron, I think he would be considered an expert on submarines. Like, he soloed the Marianas Trench. I think he still probably has the record of being deepest by himself in a submarine that he built. That might not be correct, but they're like, James Cameron, I think, if I was off the top of my head, like, now that Jacques Cousteau is not around, if I'm gonna, I think James Cameron might be one of the people I would go talk to about submarine safety. And I don't really even like most of his films. James Cameron is a hobbyist submariner who makes films to support his hobby. It's true, but he's like I said, I don't like engineering professional, no, but somebody who probably knows what he's talking about when you're asking him questions. Like, I would probably go to Paul first and ask about pressures and things on a hull. But I don't think if James Cameron had an opinion on deep sea exploration, I would discount it because he's a film director. There is a Cousteau around. He's still alive. Yeah, he's like, well, and that's the same with what's his face from Australia, Steve Irwin. His kid is still doing Steve Irwin stuff down in Australia. That's awesome that they passed it on. The Rolex Deep Sea Dweller is nicknamed the James Cameron. He built the sub he took on the Marius Trench himself and won't let other people go down in it due to he doesn't want to risk their lives. See, as opposed to somebody else who built a sub and was like, let me sell tickets, mofo. Like James Cameron goes down in a submarine by himself and will never let anybody else do that. This other guy goes like, how much you think I can sell tickets for? I like, you think I can get 200 grand a ticket for this? That'd be cool. It's like, I don't want say Eric, I'm sorry. Wait, I just tuned in to watch some keychains get turned. What the fuck is happening? Well, we're doing what everybody else in the fucking world is doing apparently, and we're talking about the submarine and ocean exploration and class disparity and I don't know, man. I don't know. Like we're all just trying to make our way through the world, but this last week of watching people it's it wasn't a submarine. It was a pressure cooker. It would, and but yet people were willing to pay hundreds of thousands of dollars to go see a tragedy in real life, a historical tragedy in real life, as opposed to the high definition footage that's already available. And what did that trip to the bottom of the ocean cost in actual money? $250,000 times 5. So a couple $1,000,000 for those people to go down to the bottom of the ocean and die. And then a few more $1,000,000 for various international institutions to go spend and go look for them. Let's say let's just say $5 million. $5 million on these rich guys going to go down into the ocean, and then they died, and then we have to go get them. What do you think would be a better use of $5 million? Missing children? Mass sterilization? Clean drinking water in places where the rains aren't anymore because we're wrecking the environment? The fact that the international corporations are buying up all the housing all over the world so that they can make a profit from it over time? From people whose wages aren't going up as quickly as their rental costs? There's a lot of ways we could better spend our fictional hypothetical dollars. And he's like, don't start with me about, like, I'm not a communist, I'm not a socialist, I'm not like some woke or whatever you want to say. Like, like they just start being logical about how we can make the world a better place and help each other. There's more than enough money in the world for us to all be way better off than we are. We don't need to send people to space in a dick plane, and we don't need to send people to the bottom of the ocean to die to go recover them. There's way better ways that we can spend our money as a race of as a species. Start paying attention and helping each other and just care a little bit more. If we could care a little bit more about the people around us, we don't have to care about them more than ourselves, but stop caring about ourselves so much more than we care about the people around us. That's all we need to do. It's just like we just care a little bit more about the people around us in relation to how much we care about ourselves. And eventually, maybe we'll be in a better place. Fuck, this went... No, I'm not sorry. I'm not. I was going to say, I'm sorry that this went where this went, but I'm not. Exactly my points. Eric Witzel, I'm sorry that I didn't see you until now. How long you been here, my friend? I did what I did because I cared about human beings, not because I wanted a paycheck for it. Yeah, I mean, we all have to make a living, and we've bought into the concept of exchanging your time for a wage, and that's fine. But we don't need to care about ourselves so much more than we care about the world. Like, I am not a wealthy man. I don't know what I was about to say. These gross ass beer have wrecked me. No, it's. I think we understand each other. If you don't, if we're not on the same page, fire me an email. I'll explain it to you when I'm sober. But we need to start caring about each other more than we care about ourselves. That's all. And that's like globally. That's what's the problem. It's like we can do that as individuals. That's great. But it's not going to make a fucking difference if we don't do it like on a scale that actually makes a difference for the planet and makes a difference for society. Because then we're just going to end up feeding those guys more of our fake hypothetical theoretical dollars anyway. And it's all just make-believe. We're just all playing along. Who wants to talk about Tears of the Kingdom? Sorry, guys. I like... It's I blame Stanley Park Brewing tonight for making me crush beer that are gross. Paul says, if you can go through life and make one person smile and forget their problems, show someone cares, you are a rich man. That's, you just do your part. It's funny. Okay, again, not left, right, whatever. I think Barack Obama is an amazing human being. I think he did the best that he could. I watched an interview with him and what's his face? Hassan. Somebody, hold on. He just seems like a decent human being who was trying his best and like, oh shit, I'm the president of the United States. Like, I guess I'll just do what I can here. I watched an interview with him and like an Indian comedian. I don't remember the guy's name. I'm not a big like pop culture kind of guy. But it was a great conversation about like how to stay hopeful as you watch the downfall of society, and you're like, it was good talk. Let me see if I can find a link for it. I could even put it in here probably. Affect those you can affect, that if they affect their group and so on. That's how I've always lived my life. It's just like make a positive difference as many times as you can, because that positive difference, you don't know what that ripple effect will be. So that positive difference makes positive differences, and essentially. Are the politicians not rich in Canada? I have no faith in actual money would get people that might need it. It's hard because, yeah, I mean, rich. Where do we draw that line? The politicians in Canada don't get paid. They get paid a fairly good salary. Corruption in politics in Canada, we try to take care of, and I think we're better at it. I think we're probably better at investigating corruption than the US is, and I think we care more about it. But they get paid okay. Everyone should get off here tonight and go listen to the song Happy by the artist Hardy. Even if you don't like country music, the message of the song is exactly what you should do. I think I like this idea. I like there are a few. I should make a playlist of songs that I want people to listen to. And video, I think it's a different account. I'm going to switch my account to my personal one where I have this thing bookmarked, and we're going to put it on and we're going to listen to it and watch the video together. Or you can leave. I'm okay either way. Go to video. No, not that guy's videos. Nope, I don't want to be in YouTube creator for that stupid channel. Get out of here. We'll put it on, we'll listen to it, and then we'll bid you adieu. Field trip on Mike's YouTube. Yeah, but unfortunately, you guys aren't watching it. Library? Got Mandolin Orange. We got here like full concerts. There we go. I find it. I will find it. Go next. Next. There's a playlist that I've got here, and then there's a lot of good tunes on this playlist. Just want to go. There it is. I believe it's called Oh Wonder dash All We Do. Hold on.
Literally at this second, like in everything that's happening in the world, being a human is pretty much the hardest thing to do.
What do I think it means to be human? That is a great question.
People nowadays think that they have all these boxes that they have to check to be successful. But to who?
All we do is hide away. All we do is hide away. All we do is chase the day. All we do is chase the day.
It's really hard to like give advice to people because I'm not like perfect yet.
All we do is lie and wait. All we do is lie and wait. All we do is feel the fade. All we do is feel the fade. I've been upside down. I don't wanna be the right way round. Can't find paradise on the ground.
Uplifting somebody. That's what the human life is supposed to be about. Uplifting somebody.
I've been upside down. I don't wanna be the right way round. Can't find paradise on the ground.
You have to surrender and accept where you are. Because when you accept where you are, then it's a lot easier to move forward.
I think that success is making the most number of people's lives better. And I think that's why we chase it. Because we feel a sense of purpose when we make other people's lives better.
I think in the last 8 years I became more human. Now there's this life around me that it really matters how I need to live morally and ethically and spiritually. I need to be more reflective on things that I do because I want to pass that on to Max, to my son. And I think to be human is to know that we're not alone in something.
You can't just punch through the darkness and be like, all right, I'm gonna be successful. No, you gotta have something to say.
And I think that is the point of life, is to say, okay, I have this one life to live. What do I want to do with it? What meaning do I ascribe to it?
That's the thing about being human. The capability potential is huge, and being human, we have to channel it in a way that serves other people, serves the total nature and everything. That's it.
Hay muchos tropiezos en una vida que cree uno que va a ser lo mejor de la vida, pero hay que pasarlo.
You know, Gandhi had this quote, be the change you want to see in the world. I fully embrace we can all talk about things changing and looking a certain way. But if you yourself don't subscribe to it, what is that?
All we do is hide away. All we do is hide away. All we do is chase the day. All we do is chase the day. All we do is play it safe. All we do is live inside a cage. All we do is play it safe. All we do. I've been upside down. I don't wanna be the right way around. Can't find paradise on the ground. I've been upside down. I don't wanna be the right way around. Can't find paradise on the ground.
You're never out of the game until you're actually dead. You know what I'm saying? Like, as long as you got breath in your lungs, and as long as you're breathing, as long as you're still moving, as long as like you're actually breathing, you always have a second chance. You always have a third chance. There's no such thing as no second chances. You know, life doesn't be like, oh well, you failed. You know what I'm saying? Life doesn't be like, yo, you failed, so you know what? That's it for you.
It's not a title on you, you gay, you straight. No, that don't mean nothing, man. That don't mean nothing. Being human is everything. Being a good human being, that's what it's about. I got a son that crossed over. He's a woman now. I support him with all my heart, because he's a good kid. That's all that should matter at the end of the day. Like I told my son, my daughter now, you was more man than I will ever be, because you came right out and wanted to be who you wanted to be.
On peut construire de nouvelles choses, on peut construire un nouveau futur. Et nous avons cette capacité, donc on doit croire en nous-mêmes comme individus.
Do something for somebody you don't know. That's what life's about. What else is there? Serious, what else is there?
Once everybody starts looking at one another as, as a brother and sister, a human being, beauty will spread like wildfire.
You can't live life by yourself. You need to just give in and say, you're here too.
Find yourself, lose yourself, and then find others. I think that is how to be a human.
All we do is hide away. All we do is hide away. All we do is chase the day. All we do is chase the day. All I did was fail today. All I wanna be is whites and waves. All I did was fail today. All we do.
I absolutely did violate YouTube. Copyright notice in the middle of doing that. Field trip on Mike's YouTube. Yeah. It's one of my favorite songs. It's one of my favorite performances on YouTube. I'll put a link. Oh.
literally at this second, like,
Oh, hey, he's he's back. So that wasn't a great idea. Did it actually let it play? Because I don't care that I got demonetized for that if it actually like played the song. I'm gonna put a link, I think. So you guys can bookmark that and watch it anytime you want. It's one of my favorite go-to things when I start feeling like the world isn't, when I get a little depressed and start feeling like the world is a shitty place. I go to that and I realize that there are a lot of good people and we can all just be good people and we can make the world a better place if we want, just a little bit at a time. And we can be there for each other and we can have the world we want. We can. That's a spiritual, Mike. It's not a spiritual thing at all. It's just stop being hateful. Start being friendly, Just take care of each other. Appreciate each other. We're back. Yeah, it's did they take down the whole stream? Like, did they just like shut down the whole thing? Because I got a pop-up that was like, you just so you know, you're copyright infringement. I was like, well, welcome to copyright infringement. Like, I've never been copyright infringed before. All right, one more beer. One more beer. Let's see. Got the garage door open. Got a little bit of air coming in. That's kind of nice. The outside coming in a little bit. We'll finish the night with a little bit of air. Be friends with as many teens as you can. They're catching it from so many angles. Olds are saying they don't know anything and parents don't care. Yeah. I mean, all the generations have felt like they weren't being paid attention to. And they're right. And there was one of the cool things I thought when I was listening, or that, again, not political, not Democrat, Republican, liberals, conservatives, NDP, whatever. Barack Obama is an intelligent human being, and he has a really good head on his shoulders. And in the interview that I was watching the other night, he said something along the lines of like, my wife's mom said to me one day, she's like, yeah, but we're going to die. And the new ideas are going to come along and take the place of the old ideas. And all the new ideas have to be about making the world a better place. However you feel that needs to be. And I think that it needs to be taking care of each other and being friends instead of being enemies. You're like, your neighbor is not your enemy because he thinks he has a different frame of reference than you. Here, he has a different way of looking at the world than you do. It doesn't make him a bad person. Unless he's a billionaire. Class warfare, I'm a little bit okay with. I think we do need to figure out a better way to distribute the resources of the planet. Stop hating each other. Sent you a pic of the stream. Okay, I'll look at it after. I hope it's just like a black square that says like nope. There's a lot of gray room in the world. And we can all live there and we can all be friendly to each other if we just stop hating on people we don't even know. And now I'm over here and I can see myself from a few seconds ago, so I need to get rid of that. Let's check the final bingo sheet of the month. For those of you who play the bingo sheet at patreon.com/woodenthingsandstuff. I gave out free points. What about the ones we do know? Don't hate them either. Hate and greed are the reasons that we are not going to make it as a species. If we don't make it as a species, it's going to be because of hate and greed. It's never going to be because of love and friendship. All right. So I gave bonus points tonight for the dice box video. I did open a package. I did try a drink I've never had. I did not do the custom high-speed crayon song. I would have if we got over there. Didn't do that. Oh. I don't want to give you guys the bonus ones. I want you to figure them out from the dice box video. So that one was in there. I'm not going to tell you what it was. Let's say that I did rant about social media platforms. I didn't really complain. I don't think I look that shitty tonight. I think I look okay. I probably could have complained about the hair and beard, but nope. Did we talk about Zelda? Let's talk about Zelda for a second, just to give you the box, and because I don't think that I don't think that Tears of the Kingdom is as good a game as Breath of the Wild. I think they took 6 years or whatever to make a sequel to this game, and they hyped it up. And I don't think it's as good. I miss Breath of the Wild when I'm playing Tears of the Kingdom. I really do. Breath of the Wild is probably, at this point, I cannot see Breath of the Wild being overthrown as my favorite video game of all time. And Tears of the Kingdom is a good game, but as a sequel, as an expansion sequel game to Breath of the Wild, I don't think that it's better. That is a Zelda game, Stanford. That's what I'm checking off the box. Stay happy, stay healthy, stay safe is going to happen. It actually just happened right now. Oh, yeah, but I didn't do that. I didn't go into the house. I went to the driveway. Shut your mouth. All right. Bye, Kyla. Thanks for coming. I appreciate it. That one is the one that is, you could make an argument for that during the Dicebox video. I did not ask Pinnell to put a link in the chat. I thought about it, but I had to put it in the chat myself because it was that song. I did complain about back pain. And that one was in the video release. Did I shake my fist at the sky? I almost guarantee I shook my fist at the sky. You know what? If I didn't, like, boo! Boo! For people who don't care about each other. Ugh. If you care about yourself more than you do about the rest of the world and the way that we're living, then you're coming off stupid. About Tears of the Kingdom, we're allowed to disagree. And I still will have reserve the right to change my mind. But I'm approximately halfway through. Nah, not really. You just get it. Sorry, did you say Pan? Is your name Pan? I put my balls on your drum kit. Check that box too. All right, that's a lot of boxes. Somebody's probably gonna win bingo this month. That's a lot of boxes. I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, debatably 12 squares tonight. Should put a copyright infringement. Next month I should put a copyright infringement square. No, it doesn't happen often enough. Anyway, this one went in all kinds of crazy directions. I appreciate all of you. Take care of each other. Let's try to just make the world around us a little bit better every day. And eventually maybe the world will be better. You know? Stay happy, stay healthy, stay safe, everybody. Don't buy the Stanley Park Sesh Lager. Don't buy that one. Bye for now. The keychains turned out great. Thanks, Penel. I appreciate that. Thank you for talking me into buying those. Because if you wouldn't have pointed out that those were a thing, that keychain wouldn't exist. So thank you.